Okay, I just want to take responsibility for the first half because I noticed at halftime, rather my wife noticed, she looked at me and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, was like, what? And she looked down, she pointed at my chest, and I looked down, and I was wearing my Fish Whisperer shirt that I won because I was the best fisherman when I went to Canada this summer. And I thought, what the hell am I doing? So I switched to my Coronation shirt, my faithful Coronation shirt. And look what happened in the second half. We got off our asses. We're a second half team now. How about that? You know, you kind of got an indication that there was something weird going on with this team. When before the game, I don't know who took this photo or the short video, but Matt Rule had the team doing like one-on-one prove you're a man contact drills before the game. Almost to say he noticed there wasn't very much energy in this team and he was trying to get something to get them to wake up. And that's pretty much what the whole first half looked like. Is there's no energy, there's nothing really urgent about playing Purdue, and you know, it turned out to be the case that there wasn't really much urgent in playing Purdue. But my God, I know what you were thinking. You were thinking this is going to be a bathroom video. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking my bathroom doesn't deserve this. I have to shower in there, you know? So sometimes it doesn't even deserve the filth that we put in it, if that makes sense. But you get it? So here I am with the tree video, because we haven't had a tree video for a while, and I wanted to show that the lovely tree is still alive, and it's a beautiful day. Nebraska won. You know, it was kind of a survive and advance game. That's what it felt like to me throughout most of the first half. And we did survive and advance, and now we get to play undefeated Rutgers, probably ranked Rutgers, I'm sure. But what's the deal in the first half? I think it just honestly looked like they were sleepwalking. They really didn't have any sense of urgency, like I said. They didn't really have a lot of let's go out there and kick their ass and be done by the third quarter kind of thing going on. And I don't know when the last time that Nebraska was scoreless at the half. I think they mentioned something about Purdue being scoreless. Their last at the half scoreless game was like, I don't know, 1993, 2000. It was a long time ago. So the defense did their job. I think the defense did a pretty good job throughout the entire game. You know, they gave up some third downs. They gave up a little bit of yardage, not much. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think at one point, actually I think for quite a while, Purdue had more penalty yardage than they did actual yards. And it was a very interesting tactic by them to play pass interference defense than it was to actually play pass defense. One of the things I noticed about the first half is, well, number one, God help us, we should never kick field goals again, ever. And I don't mean just when we figure this out, but like ever in existence. We made our PATs, thank God, but watching the field goal team try to do anything was like, you know, well, my hair's still in here. I didn't have to glue it back in. But it was, pathetic would be the word I'd use. And I realize people want to blame our kickers, but the holds, you know, I've said this before, say it again, between the snapper, the holder, and the kicker, that all has to be one smooth functioning machine. You know, it's kind of like your body. Your heart has to function well for the rest of your body to function. Your brain has to be in good shape. God knows mine isn't, for the rest of your body to function. It all has to be one well-oiled, well-running machine. And God help us, the snaps were terrible. And I don't know how, again, if you're a kicker, you build any confidence with that going on. So that has to be fixed. Why Brian Buschini continues to be like the leading tackler in special teams, that shouldn't be the case either. But I think he is the one bright spot about all the special teams play. I think Brian Buschini has become consistent and pretty decent, and then he goes down the field and makes tackles. What else did I notice about the first half? Running the ball was not good. And we ran 2 pitch plays on third down. And number one, I thought they took like 14 minutes to develop. And number two, nobody blocked the edge. If you go back and watch them, you'll watch guys just run into space and not hit anybody. And I don't think Nebraska's offensive line, well, it's not that good. It's decent, but it's not really good. Last week, what's that guy that's our offensive coordinator? Half of you want fired. Maybe it's 3/4 or 90%. I don't know. Probably a lot of you. But I think he said something about trying to get more misdirection in the game so that we could have leverage, because I don't think we can block people straight up. And those pitch plays are kind of evidence of that. There's no misdirection. There's no real motion. And they failed. They failed miserably. And then we tried field goals. And God knows that aged everybody about 83 years apiece, didn't it? We're all 623 years old now. Well, you know, added 623 years to your life. Anyway, you'll notice Jakari Barney, I'm so excited that we won. Jakari, we're on a first name basis now. He had more yardage than anybody else running with the ball. And you'll notice that, you know, when we do the runs he has, we have motion, or we're doing some kind of misdirection. And then we do well on those plays. So I don't know why, if you're Marcus Satterfield, that's the guy's name, if you don't go back and just say, we're going to start running a lot more counters, we're going to have more motion, we're going to have something so the defense takes a step or does something to get a little bit out of the way of where we're running so that we can get leverage in them and get more push. That would be my one thing about the offense that really it drove me nuts for a while. It's still driving me a little bit nuts. They went out with, it was like they got challenged at the half, and they went out in the second half, and they played, you know, decent football. They scored 28 points, held Purdue to 10 points, and, you know, that's always a good formula for winning. I think the defense was good. I don't remember how many sacks. We gave up 1 sack, and I think we got 5 sacks on them or something. Purdue's side of the fence, I think Hudson Card is a really good quarterback, and it's a damn shame he's playing for Purdue, because I wonder if he'll make it in the NFL. I think he's better than his team is. That Maccabee kid, I always like watching him run, because he's kind of a, you know, he's kind of an insane guy with the whole crazy legs thing going on. He didn't get that going very much this time, and that was very good. What else can we say about this game? I guess I'll mention officiating. I think it's just crap all over. It really is. It just bothers me. You know, before I came down here, I watched the end of the Minnesota and Michigan game. And Minnesota came back, scored a late touchdown, kicked an onside kick that was absolutely beautiful and perfect, recovered the ball about the 37-yard line, and they called Minnesota for offside. When then we went back and looked at it, that Roger Pereira, or whatever, Mike Pereira, said, yeah, that guy's not offside. So once again, you have the officials determining a game. And I think that something needs to be done about making the product on the field better from that standpoint. You know, Matt Rule got on a sportsmanlike call against him. I'll take credit for that, or I'll take the blame for it, whichever one you want to give. I'll say this. I was channeling into his brain so much profanity that he couldn't help himself, but it had to come out at some point or his head was going to explode. That's what happened there. I know he'll probably say something different maybe, but that's really what happened, you know. What else can I say about this game? Rutgers is up next. We're 4-1, right? We have a winning record. You swear to God. You know, some of the comments on our game thread, some of the comments on Twitter were understandably like, fire that guy, burn everything down, everything's going to hell. And, you know, and given the first half of football, I think that's pretty reasonable. And then the second half, you know, turned out to be a pretty decent half of football. God help the world, when we put 2 halves of football together, we're going to be in the college football playoffs. I think I'll end there. Anything else about this? Wow, Purdue's pass defense is really terrible. I think that's it. I think we'll just end there. I don't know what I did with my clicker that makes the video stop.